Are you tired of working nonstop and feeling like you're doing everything but still not moving forward? You might be stuck in hustle mode, and trust me, I have been there before and I know that feeling firsthand. But here's the thing, the constant grind isn't what leads to success. It's learning how to work smarter and not harder. So, in this video, I'm going to show you the signs that you may be hustling too hard, and most importantly, how to shift from surviving to thriving inside of your business. So stick around because this could be the mindset shift you need inside of your business. Welcome to Green Eyed Ambition, where we talk about all of the back office, unsexy topics about running an event industry business. Hi, my name is Jessie. I have been in the event industry now for over 15 years, and I am super passionate about helping entrepreneurs just like yourself with being able to thrive inside of your business and building something that you truly love. And this specific time and season, the hustle culture is so prevalent. And it's one of those things that we don't always recognize is taking over our lives. I remember in the beginning years of my business, I was going. I was traveling to different states. I was so fired up about what was going on. But then I had to sit down and think like I'm losing time each time I'm getting on the plane, and it may feel as if I'm busy, but in reality, I am just running in circles. So I had to sit here and think, I only have 30, 31, 28 days and a month, but if I'm losing it always because I'm not using my time effectively and efficiently, it was not going to be a great plan long term for the goals in which I have for my company. And until I realized it was time for me to shift out of that mindset, I was really always frantic. I always felt worked up. I was always feeling anxious. And it shouldn't be that way inside of business, especially once you start to stabilize. And if you're not feeling as if you're able to stabilize, that may be a sign that you might be on the edge for burnout, or you're just hustling to try to get an opportunity to break through. And let me just say with a caveat, there's nothing wrong with working hard for what you want. There's a difference between working hard because you're trying to get it off the ground compared to you running yourself into the ground. Those are two different things. So today I want to be able to help you with thinking about how do I turn this mode off so that I can truly get myself together to have the business that I want. Because we're not trying to build businesses that are down in 2 months, 2 years, because the average business does not make it over 2 years. And the number drops even more drastically once we get to 5 years. And it's often due to pricing and the sustainability that's there inside of the company. So let's dig into the hustle mode and what it maybe look like. I kind of shared a little bit in my own personal story. So you can have this feeling where you're constantly busy with doing work, but you're never moving forward. For example, I was doing only like 10 events a month, but I was losing so much time. I wasn't pricing myself well. And I was sitting here thinking to myself, like, how do I make more money? And it was because I wasn't pricing my business correctly and my structure was not sustainable. So you don't want to get yourself in the position of saying yes to everything. If you have this fear that you're missing out or that you're going to lose customers, so you're allowing for people to always break your boundaries, that is you staying in this place of I need to hustle to have success instead of being what makes you great and really making sure you're executing your services at an excellent level to make sure that you're building fans as clients. I've also read that burnout can often be disguised as booked and busy. People that always feel like I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, that is often just a way to not face what's going on, or it keeps you so busy so that you're not making the time to look at how do I make my business run more efficiently. So I recommend to stop measuring the success in your business based off of how exhausted you feel. So if you found yourself feeling any way that I just described, it's definitely time to start looking at how can I stop just going, but going forward to grow my business and actively doing the things that are going to help me with growing my business. And let's be honest, there is a cost to always being in hustle mode. In fact, I had on multiple occasions caterers or vendors that have had health concerns, accidents, and unfortunate things occurring in their lives due to just going, going, going. And that's the worst feeling. I literally had got a call from a caterer that passed out at the grocery store because he wasn't eating right, he wasn't sleeping, he was just rushing and hustling so much that he actually neglected his health. And the reality is that when you're going like that, you're just building a job. You're not building a business, and it will feel as if it's a job. And when you constantly keep yourself in a space of constant burnout and constant anxiousness, you will definitely find yourself not getting consistent results. In fact, you'll get very inconsistent results because you're going forward, going back, going forward, going back. And I know we all know that person that says, I feel like I took one step forward and I made three steps back. If you're feeling that way, it might be time to take a step back and see what can you change so that that can stop occurring. Because when you're feeling that way, you're truly having a lack of clarity, which will impact the growth you're desiring inside of your business. In fact, you'll find that you'll be repelling aligned opportunities because you are too scattered all over the place. You won't remember when someone mentioned something to you, what you need to do next, or even just what is going on. And I don't want you to feel that way. And if I had to be honest, I have felt that way at times. And whenever I felt that way, I always like, oh, nope, step back because that is not what I want. I am not building something that I don't enjoy. And if I feel that way, and in all fairness too, entrepreneurship, when you're in, as long as I have been in it, there are going to be moments where you will feel like I just want to step back, and that feeling will occur. But if you're always existing in that space and you're only in a few years in, it may be how you're doing business, not your actual business, that is stressing you out. But I have some good news. I want to share with you some ways that you can start shifting into a CEO mindset instead of this reactive hustle mindset that is really running your life. The first thing I'm going to recommend for you is just to take the time to audit your week. Today is Saturday. Inside of my life, I always make sure on the weekends I take time to look at what I'm doing inside of my business. What am I focusing on in the upcoming weeks or this week or this month so that I'm not overwhelming my workload. And I will also have clarity on what I need to say no to because I'm focused on doing the things that are already on my schedule and my strategy, because we want to get away from just being busy and actually doing things that are going to be moving the needle. So take time to audit your week. The next thing is that I recommend for you is to create white space inside of your life. Moments where you can allow yourself to be down. You don't want it to feel as if you're always going, going, going. And you don't want it to be that when you do have time, plus, you don't want it to be when you do have time down that you will not be able to rest. So if you're someone that thinks that resting makes you lazy, no, it's strategic. You need to recharge your battery so that you're able to really keep moving forward. Don't have it be that you're always running for your business. Take time, even if it's small moments throughout the day. I personally like to do walks now it's summertime just so that I get away from my laptop. I have do not disturb on my phone at different times so that I can allow for the space to give back to myself or to my family members in a positive way. Because if I don't have anything to give, to even myself, I am not going to give anything to anyone else. The third thing you want to start thinking about is how do I systemize things inside of my business? I can start using CRMs. What kind of workflows can I potentially start to implement? If there's any templates, start to think about how do you systemize your business, even if you are a solopreneur. Don't wait until people are there because all it's going to be is throwing individuals onto chaos and confusion, which will typically end in people leaving or you firing people because you'll feel as if, Why am I paying someone for something that I'm still having to do? And 9 times out of 10, when people are feeling this way, is because no one has anything to follow to actually do what you need them to implement. So take the time. And again, if you audit your week, you can start to do it in bite-sized pieces. So think to yourself, how do I start to create structure inside of my life and my business so that I am able to really move the things I need done forward so that I can potentially hire someone part-time, or that you can even take breaks if you need to do that. And once you've done those things, it will also empower you to do the fourth step, which is start saying no with intention. Not every opportunity is aligned. If we're burnt out and we're not aware of how our business is really operating and functioning, we will often find ourselves in a position of taking opportunities that are not worth it. I think we've all been in the position where we're just keeping ourselves busy and we have this client, we have this opportunity, and you noticed the red flags. In fact, you were very aware. You probably even said, "Oh my gosh, this client is going to be a headache." You probably have felt that way. And you still said yes. So if you allow yourself to price yourself accordingly, to set your business up successfully, you will stop feeling the pressure to take on clients that you really do not need to take. So learn how to start saying no with intention, because every opportunity is not intended for you. And the fifth step is to really think about, how do you start to rewire your thoughts? You want to start thinking to yourself, how do I get myself from thinking I have to hustle to earn, to building something that works with me and for me? How you relate to building a business will impact how you actually are growing your business. If you feel as if the only way you can be successful is by burning yourself to the ground, or you got to hustle until you die and all those different things, you are the one that's creating this structure and this mindset, because what you believe will be the amount of effort that you give for you to have success. So it doesn't matter where you are today when it comes to your thoughts. The key is learning, how do you shift those thoughts if they're no longer serving you. This is why podcasts can be helpful, having mentor groups, reading books, watching YouTube videos, having the ability to shift where you are is going to be the biggest regulator in your business. I often say that I don't believe that business is 100% difficult. What makes it difficult is our mindset when it comes to money, success, growth, and our ability to admit when we need help, or even just being coachable and someone that's always being interested in learning. If any of those things aren't natural to you, you can always look at ways to improve it, so that that can ultimately help with impacting your potential of having success inside of your business. So once you know, I need to start shifting my thoughts, start to look at resources to help you with being able to have better success when it comes to this. You have to learn how to regulate yourself so that you are able to start each day and have a powerful start and a powerful end each and every day, as much as you possibly can, because some days you're just going to have, moments, which is fine because you're human. We're not looking to be perfect and we're not looking to be superhuman. We're just looking to have the best success that we can, and building a business that's aligned with what we're truly wanting to make a impact in this world. So wherever you are in business, I just want to encourage you. You don't have to earn your rest. You don't have to burn yourself down to the ground to have success. The goal is not to just hustle until you die. It's intended for you to build a business that's more in alignment with your values, your morals, and the true impact you want your business to actually make in your local community or in the world. So, what I would love for you to do is to comment below and let me know, what's one hustle habit you're ready to let go. If this video has hit home and you've been able to get something from it, please comment and let me know, or share this with a friend that can truly benefit from this conversation. Until next time, peace.